What's going on, you guys? Vergil Ortiz Jr. just stopped Michael McKinson in the ninth. It's the first time an opponent who went past the eighth round against Vergil Ortiz. Hit that like button as you come on in. We're going to talk about it. Blair Flair Cobbs beat Maurice Hooker in a pretty good fight until the last 3.5 rounds. Blair Flair Cobbs decided to ride on his bike and play it safe towards the end of the fight, but nonetheless, he got the victory against Mighty Mo. Hit that like button as you come on in. We're going to talk about some boxing. Salute to Extraordinary O. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, man, what y'all think about Vergil tonight? Yeah, what did you guys think about what you guys think about Vergil tonight? He started off pretty bad. McKinson came out throwing some wild shit. He was all over the place. What's going on, Orlando Finney? I see you in the building. Throwing some wild stuff early in the fight. Vergil Ortiz, once he got the dude speed down and kind of slow dude down a little bit, it was easy work for Vergil. McKinson really, if McKinson had a jab, I think things would have been a little bit easier for him, even though he didn't have no power to really keep Vergil honest. He was jumping in with his chin straight out, and he was doing all kinds of crazy shit, man. Yeah, he had a little ring rust, but once he got going, boy, it was it. He was tearing that body up, and he slowed him down. He slowed him all the way down. He said that fight was trash. Can the Oscar test? Hey, man, yeah, I mean, it was the fight that I was looking for, right? But McKinson actually did better than most guys that have been in there with Vergil, if I'm honest. He did better than most guys. Even though it was a weird fight, like he was all over the place and shit. But it's looking like they're gonna be trying to line up Blair Flair Cobbs to fight this guy next. Vergil next. That's what it's looking like. I don't even. Maurice Hooker looked really bad tonight. He looked real bad. He looked like he had two left feet. He looked like he looked at way slower than he did in the Vergil fight. I mean, he looked like he really just lost a few steps. So Blair Flair Cobbs went out there and he wasn't playing no games. Got the job done. And now he still gets to make something happen in his career. Now this is a do or die type of fight, and I think Maurice Hooker, I think he's on a, some may say he be looking like cusp of retirement for Maurice Hooker. I don't know. He should have invested in the body earlier in that fight. Hit that like button for your boy. But Vergil Ortiz, he looked good tonight. Once he got the rust off early in the fight, dude came out. Actually, I was surprised that the guy came out guns blazing like that. He came right at Vergil. I guess that kind of probably surprised Vergil a little bit. That dude came out so hot with a lot of heat. Not nothing really behind it, but it's just something to keep Vergil, wake him up a little bit, piss him off, and that's what it seemed like it was doing. No, I don't think. I think Maurice Hooker still has like a Rock Nation type of deal, and he still bounces around. Yeah, I don't think Maurice Hooker. He didn't even look like he was really trained or nothing for the fight, really, bro. If I'm honest, he just didn't look good. He didn't look good tonight at all. He was getting dropped early in the fight and shit. He looked crazy out there tonight. Bud was in the corner. Yeah. But Vergil Ortiz, I'm surprised McKinson went as long as he did. It seemed like after a certain point, that was the objective for McKinson, was just simply to survive. Just survive the fight. Don't be the guy that gets stopped like everybody else. But he ended up getting stopped anyway. Vergil Ortiz knows what he's doing in there. He knows what he's doing in there. He broke the body down. He slowed the guy down. Um, he did a good job in there. I don't think the opponent was much though, right? Dude only had 2 knockouts, so he wasn't really much of a threat, really. And it was only a matter of time before Vergil got him up out of there. But for what it was, he did all right. Against a guy that was pretty fleet-footed, was giving him a lot of pivoting, a lot of check hooks and things of that nature. You say you think Thurman could possibly beat, or I don't know, bro. Ortiz will probably snatch his body out. Ortiz will go for Thurman's body. But then again, Thurman is kind of a fleet-footed fighter like McKinson, except Thurman can punch. But Thurman don't fucking throw jabs either. You said Boots will smoke Vergil. Man, I don't know. I think Boots smokes him. I think Boots beats him. I think Dry Anderson is too much for a lot of people. But only time will tell. He checks all the boxes on the eye test for sure. But only time will tell once he gets in that ring. With somebody that's still gonna be standing after they take his best shot. But Vergil Ortiz, he needs to fight somebody a little tougher. He's been passing all these tests so far. Everybody he's been in there with, he's been handling it relatively easy. So I don't really see anybody outside of the champion level guys really giving this kid a tough time. But Jerome Business, other than that, I don't really see nobody else. Maybe Speedy Rashidi, somebody like that. But overall, honestly, I expected him to get this guy out of there a lot sooner. Before 5 rounds, I expected him to stop McKinson, but I guess McKinson had other plans. Because McKinson was looking to survive in this fight tonight. He was looking to survive, make it to the 12th round. He couldn't make it. He made it to the 9th. He lasted longer than anybody else against Vergil Ortiz. So you gotta give him credit for that. And for him not to be a puncher, he put up his best effort, but it seemed like he just really stopped throwing punches at somewhere along in the fight. Maybe it was just the body shots kind of really wore him down, and he was just playing defense at that point. But you said Vergil will sit Thurman down. That body attack is nasty. Yeah, man. He ripped this dude's body out. So I'm saying I don't know if Thurman can beat this dude. I just don't know. I don't know. Keith can punch. He's fleet-footed. He can punch, and he got experience. And while he does get hurt to the body and shit, he do know how to survive. So I don't know. Keith hits a lot harder than this guy. Keith will lump Vergil up if Vergil makes mistakes. So I don't know. That's an interesting fight, man. That's an interesting fight. You said Stanionis, Thurman, Ellis would be a good matchup. Stanionis probably get beat up. Yep, that's what it is, Rebel Life. Salute to Rebel Life Boxing. He says, what I've learned is that movers give power punchers issues even if they end up winning. Yeah, man. He gave him trouble. Dude can move good. He was pivoting, ducking, dipping. He was really good at that, but he couldn't really put the offense together with the defense. And then he didn't really have a jab. If this guy had a jab, he'll be a problem. Yeah, he said, does he have a better resume to Boots Ennis? Yeah, he do. Definitely does. I'd be lying if I said he didn't. He has a better resume. He got more names on his resume. I think the guys he fought is a little more proven. Let me think about it real quick. Yeah. Because Maurice Hooker was a former champ. Mean Machine gave Crawford a good fight. Olympian and shit. Yeah, Vergil Ortiz got a better resume, bro. He got a better resume for sure. Yeah, but he gets beat. I don't know if he's quite ready for guys like Bud. When they asked, is he ready for Crawford? It was like, the snake, the Latin snake, Sergio Moro was like, I don't know. He's a mean guy. Nah, Vergil ain't ready for no Crawford, man. If Oscar wants to save the only fighter he has left, keep him away from Terrence Crawford, man. Just keep him away from Bud. Because Vergil They running out of opponents over there on Golden Boy. Unless he's willing to put Vergil in there with Alexis Roja, I don't think he's really ready to do that. You know, you might want to build Rocha up a little bit more. What you gonna do? Put him in there with Blair. Blair's one of the few welterweights you got left. He coming off a solid win over Maurice Hooker, a fading Maurice Hooker. Speaking of that, man, Bomac, his advice in the corner today was really bad. I think Bud should have took over from the beginning. I like the Bud's advice better. Bud's advice was more practical. I mean, and if Maurice had been using it, Maurice Hooker is a fighter that don't need you to really motivate him. He don't need you to. He's gonna go up in there. He's gonna fucking fight. What he needs is a game plan. A guy that's gonna give him a game plan and make sure he sticks through with it. You don't need nobody trying to rally him up. He's gonna go up in there and fight. He's a dog. He needs somebody that's gonna have him give him a good game plan. Somebody he's gonna listen to. You said Ortiz has very bad defense. I think he has okay defense. He has okay defense. I've seen much worse. You said Hooker can't follow a game plan anyway, man. Man. You say he's ready for Bud now. No, they said he ain't ready for Bud. I don't give a shit. He want to get up in there and get his ass kicked. Go for it. They said he ain't ready. I mean, he get up in there with him now. Hey, go ahead. I don't think that's a good business move for Oscar, but go for it. Go for it. He said Spence, Thurman, Garcia, Crawford. They don't want no. What? What? He said Spencer, Thurman, Danny Garcia, Crawford. They don't want none. They can see all they want. They get in the ring. They're going to get hit and hit. What? Hell nah, bro. Nah, bro. Nobody's really buying that, man. Yeah, you said he's all heart, no IQ, still cool dude. Yeah, he's all heart, bro. He's all heart, man. Maurice Hooker is all heart. He just he's all heart, man. Blair Flair was putting some shit together on his ass tonight, just beating his ass up. Maurice Hooker tough as hell. He just up in there. You just up in there, and then you seen in the last round, Bud didn't even get in the corner no more. He was like, "Fuck it, it's over." Oh man. He said Vergil. So you saying Vergil whoops Crawford and everybody and Danny and Spence and Thurman? Nah, bro. Nah, Vergil ain't Vergil. I mean, they can say he's ready. He's in the top 5, but nah, man. I think he gets beat by them. That's what I mean by he's not ready. He gets beat by those dudes right now. He gets beat right now, man. Vergil and Danny would be interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting. I like to see Vergil and Danny. I don't know. The Danny that we said seeing against Benavidez looked really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? That Danny looked as sharp as shit. That's a good fight. Hey, Blair did do better against Hooker than Ortiz. But I don't know, man. I question if Hooker was in the best shape and everything for this fight. Me personally, I question if he was in the best condition. He just looked really lethargic. Maybe Maurice Hooker, maybe it's time for him to hang it up, man. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was kind of, really lethargic, like he had 2 left feet. He just looked really bad out there tonight. He looked really bad. I don't think no advice really would have saved him. Blair Flair came out there to really win. He wasn't playing no games. He had his hair braided, so he wasn't playing. That coach got his shit together. Freddie Roach. That's just for show, man. That Freddie Roach shit, that shit for show, bro. He went out there and got the job done with a relatively unknown coach, and Roger Ramos, and got the job done. He had his hair braided. He wasn't playing no games. So Blair Flair got the job done, and now he might be fighting Vergil next. But they say this fight with McKinson was a WBA eliminator fight, so I don't know how that fucking worked out. So if he's a WBA eliminator, I don't understand why if Stanionis is already next in line anyway. That don't really make sense. Yeah, Vergil accumulation. His accumulation of punches really fucked dude up. McKinson just kind of stopped punching after a while, it seemed like. And then he couldn't punch anyway. Like he wasn't gonna hurt Vergil, man. That shit was like, really. I mean, really, it was just a showcase fight, man. I mean, there's not much you could take away from it. He got the job done. Shook some rust off and shit. That's all it was. It wasn't nothing. I don't even see how McKinson was rated so high. How did he survive the welterweight division? Who did he fight to survive this long with no punching power, bro? With 2 knockouts, bro? Not even 5? Like, damn, how did you survive? So, yeah, Vergil really didn't have to worry about much. But, see, he wouldn't be able to take that approach against a fighter like Keith Thurman, though. Just lunging, walking forward and shit, just, not respecting his power. He could have to respect Thurman's power if he was a fight guy like Keith. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect his power. You can't just run up on him like that. You just can't run up on certain dudes like that. Yeah, you can run up on McKinnon because shit, he punching like he got pillows on. He feather fisted. That dude should have been working on his fucking jab. Since he can't punch, he should have one of the best jabs in the division. That's what his team should have been focused on. Since he ain't got no punching power, I'm gonna make sure this stick is go fucking be in your face all fucking night. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. He should have had the best jab in boxing, but guess what? They didn't work on that. He didn't have a jab at all. Yeah, UK fighters really struggle against Mexican fighters, man. They really do big time. Oh, Alex Martin beat Hank Lundy, Stevie. But I didn't see the fight. I missed it, man. That shit must have came on early as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like the dark cards, like before the prelim type shit. Like I didn't even see the shit at all. But I heard Hank Lundy got robbed. They saying Hank Lundy got robbed once again. You know, I guess that's what he get. Talking that shit. He was talking shit again. I heard. I don't know exactly what he said, but he was talking some shit. But Alex Martin got the job done. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, he need a jab, bro. If you a dude up in there with no power, you better have something. You better have fucking something. And a jab would have been his best option. And he was a southpaw. Come on, bro. He could have had a southpaw jab all night. Nah, he ain't know nothing. Man, come on, man. I should be a fucking coach, bro. What the fuck, man? God, dog. Horrible. Yeah, but Bomac was pretty bad tonight, too. Bomac was bad tonight. He was horrible. He did it real bad. He was giving. I'm thinking like he was like, well, it was the second round. He was like, yeah, you got to fight this motherfucker. I'm like, bro, it's the second round. What you should be doing is trapping this motherfucker, setting traps, and working the body. So later on in the fight, Blair the Flair wouldn't be able to bounce around for 3 or 4 rounds like he was doing. But guess what? You started off working the body too late. You was trying to fight. Blair was catching you in between because Blair was still fresh, jumping in and out and shit. He's a quick, twitchy fighter. Them Texas boys are stiff down there, bro. They stiff down there, man. And he was in there with a twitchy dude. He was boom, boom. Bud was probably pissed the fuck off watching that shit. Like, god damn. But I was rooting for Moto. I like both fighters. You know what I'm saying? I was watching. It was a good fight. That's the fight I was looking forward to seeing. I was rooting for Moto, man. Even though Mo ain't that good and shit like that, I was still rooting for him, man. I was yelling at the screen and shit. I was rooting for Mo, man. I always root for Mo Hooker, man. But he looked really bad tonight, man. I don't know if he got anything left. I don't think he got anything left. He was getting dropped left and right and shit. I don't think he got nothing left, man. And Blair, I don't think he could beat Vergil. So they may line up Blair for Vergil. I don't think Blair could beat him. Maybe. I don't know. Blair had to fight a perfect fight. He had to fight a fight like he did tonight. Really, really smart fight. Don't get too carried away. Don't get caught up to none of the shenanigans. And fight a really intelligent fight, man. And don't worry about what fans think about you running around for the last 3 rounds. He could possibly make something happen. Blair got a lot. Blair got some speed and some shit like that going for him. Yeah, that fight was at super welterweight, bro. That was a super welterweight fight with Blair the Flair and Maurice Hooker. That was a super welterweight fight. They probably came in like at 150 something, 151 or some shit. Because Maurice Hooker missed weight and everything. Yeah, he wasn't cutting the ring off. True speaks. He couldn't cut the ring off. I mean, Blair was just too quick. Bud gave him the right advice. You know, Bud gave him the right advice, but it was by then it was already too late. And then what Bomac say in the end? It was bad advice, Bomac. It was real bad, bro. It was bad. The last round is when Bomac should have been saying, you need to knock this motherfucker out. You need to fight this motherfucker. That's what you should have been saying in the last round, not in the second round, bro. God. And the advice he gave him in the last round, he should have gave him in the. I was yelling at the fucking screen and everything, man. I was trying to coach Hooker, but it just wasn't working, bro. It just wasn't working. I was trying to get him through the fight. It just wasn't working, man. Blair the Flair had too much flair tonight, man. Blair, he had his hair braided tonight, so that's why I already knew Blair was serious when he had his hair braided. He wasn't on no Lenny Kravitz shit. He was serious. So salute to him, man. You said Blair ain't gonna make it. You said Ashanti, or you said Ashanti or Alicia Keys? I'll have to go with Ashanti. Now, Vergil, they gonna keep Vergil away from Jerron. That fight ain't happening. That fight ain't happening. They're not putting Vergil in there with Jerron Ennis, man. That's not Oscar ain't got too many fighters left, man. They already lost Rashidi Ellis. You know, that was a welterweight they had. They lost him. All he has is really Vergil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia. Yeah, Vergil was working those rounds, but McKinson was kind of working in the early rounds. You know, he came out really fast, came out strong, came out throwing a lot of punches and shit. You know, kind of caught Vergil off guard because, you know, Vergil, you know, he was probably dry, having fought in the Wild Rust. Dude came out hot. You could tell it surprised Vergil a little bit. Then once Vergil got the dude speed down a little bit, you know, he's just like, all right, let me start working this dude's body. And that was pretty much it. You know, he just was beating him up until the 9th round, beat him down, punched his body out. You said PBC don't collaborate with Golden Boy, though. I mean, Golden Boy kind of started some shit with them, but I don't know, man. I ain't trying to get into that shit. That sucks for Vergil, really. Unless mandated. You know what I'm saying? How is he going to get any of these fights? You know what I'm saying? How is he going to get one of those fights? Now, Jerron Ennis isn't an Al Heyman fighter. He's a Showtime fighter. But for me, Steven Espinoza is just the same. He's out here protecting. I don't know if y'all seen his recent statement, but he out here protecting Jake Paul and shit. I'm like, man, come on, man. You can fool the mass, you can fool the general public, but you ain't gonna fool me. I already know what the fuck it is. The fight wasn't selling. The fight didn't sell, so you had to scrap the shit. You didn't want Jake Paul up in there with the dude anyway because he was a real boxer. He was too big for Jake. So you didn't want him in there anyway. So he coming out with this excuse saying that Rockman, they blaming it all on Rockman. They putting it all back on Rockman after Rockman showed everybody he can make the weight for the fight and shit. Jake Paul could have took the fight. You know, they man, whatever. It's a scam. It's a bunch of bullshit. I don't believe shit Steven Espinoza says, bro. He's talking too much now. He's supposed to be a TV executive, and a Showtime exec, but he's talking like a boxing promoter. I don't believe shit you say, bro. You protecting the money. I get it. At the expense of a boxer, integrity and shit. He came out here and proved to everybody he still made the weight for the fight. And you came out here and say, oh, well, he didn't make the weight. Man, shut up. You said Vergil didn't look good tonight? I guess it was the ring rust. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Some people gonna say he looked good. I expected him to stop this dude, bro. This dude shouldn't have really went 9 rounds with him. He should have went 9 rounds. He should have stopped the guy sooner. But dude knew how to survive, and dude game plan was to survive. That's what it looked like to me. Once he really stopped throwing punches, he looked like he was in there just to make it to the 12th round. Say he's the first guy to, survive Vergil. Yeah, Jake Paul, man, that shit's a joke, bro. But they allegedly paid like everybody, like their fighters got paid their purses or some shit. And all this other shit. They do a lot of shit to save face and I get it, man. It's a game, dude. I'm not falling for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want him in there with Rockman anyway. He could have fought Rockman and still put up and it was alleged to be one of the biggest, highest grossing events or something in Madison Square. Allegedly. I don't know. I think that's cap. But that's what they were saying. And if that was the case, then they wouldn't have scrapped the fucking fight. And the dude was making 206. You can fight 206. Jake Paul, man, he can fight 206. Easy. He can fight 206. That cruiserweight shit's some bullshit. He can fight 206. I'm a guy Jake Paul size. I'm like, man, it's cap. Well, Vergil did need those rounds, though, if we're honest. He did. I expected him to get the guy out sooner, but he did need the rounds, though. He need those rounds. Actually, he needs to go 12 rounds any fucking way. Fuck getting all those stoppages. You need to get those rounds in. Because when you get up in there with somebody that really knows how to box and fight for real, then we're going to see what you really got. Yep, dude was very shifty, man. He was shifty. Vergil's good, man. He's good. He's still really young, so he got a long way to go. But I see he got a pretty good IQ in there and shit. Now some of the things, his natural attributes like his foot speed and shit is just something that he just can't really, he's gonna have to probably develop over time or some shit like that, or he just may never even have it. But he seems to have a pretty good IQ in there. You said Alex Martin got robbed against McKinson. I can't even remember that fight, man. You said UK fighters doing what UK fighters do. Oh, man. Yeah, Vergil's putting the pressure on him. Didn't respect dude's power, man. He didn't respect the guy's power. And so that's why he was able to really do that. So if he was in there with a Boots or a Thurman or standing on somebody that's bigger that can punch, somebody that can really punch, he wouldn't be able to really pressure those guys. He won't be able to really stand in the pocket with the high guard like that. He'll have to be a little bit more intelligent with the approach. A little bit more intelligent. But it seemed like Golden Boy got all their fighters kind of fighting each other. That's what it looks like. Because they ain't really got nobody, so they all got to fight each other on these cards. So after McKinson, who's next for Vergil? I guess everybody's gonna be waiting for Spencer Crawford. So that has to happen. And then once we see who wins that fight, then we can kind of see what happens. But right now, that division is really on hold big time. The welterweight division is really on hold. So don't be surprised if you see Jerron Ennis fighting Mr. Mahou or some shit like that. You know, I see Keith Thurman fighting Danny Garcia in the near future. You know, those guys like to keep fighting each other and shit to stay away from the killers and shit that's in the shark, that's in the ocean around them and shit. They fight each other and shit. So that's gonna happen again. Waiting on Spence and Bud to get their shit together. Keith Thurman. That's it. Shit. There ain't no other fights in boxing built up. What we got? Joshua Usyk coming up. I don't know. What else we got? Alicia Bumgarner, Micaiah Mayer. That should be a pretty good fight. Oh, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall. That should be a good fight. What else? Shit. That's it, really. Oh yeah, Ortiz versus Ruiz. Yeah. Ortiz and Ruiz. That should be a good fight. Ruiz looking like he's in good shape, like he training his ass off. We're gonna see if Ortiz still got some left, man. He's getting old. You know, he could box his ass off, but that should be a good fight. I think if Ruiz wins, then the Wilder fight's probably gonna happen for him. You said Bud versus Spence not happening. I hope it does happen. I'm gonna be pretty pissed off if it doesn't. Pretty pissed off. What's up, Dragon Leg? I see you in the building. You said King Kong getting Ruiz up out of there. We'll see, man. That should be fun. Ruiz do be dropping dudes. I mean, Ruiz have been getting dropped. He got dropped against Areola and shit. So, yeah, he got to make sure that don't happen again. Vergil Ortiz beats Michael McKinson in the 9th round. A fleet-footed, light punching Michael McKinson in the 9th round. Yeah, man, boxing is pretty dry right now, man. Dry. Oh, we got Shakur Stevenson and Robson Consinkiao. That should be a good fight between two, Olympians. Hit that like button for your boy. But yeah, other than that, man, any questions? Shit. Any questions? I don't. Those ladies was banging tonight on the co-main event. The Esperanza lady, I forgot her name. She was nice. She was banging. Oh yeah, Triple G Canelo. Yeah. That's coming up too, man. That should be pretty good. Should be pretty interesting. I think both guys have lost a step. So we go see how they look now in the third fight. We're gonna see how they look now in the third fight. Canelo's gonna have to level up. You said Ruiz got a good chin on him? Yeah, he do. He'll get dropped, but he'll get back up. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, T.O. fighter coming up too. I'm okay. I said ain't no fights coming up, but damn, y'all naming all these names. Shit. But shit, do we really want to? Well, I guess we go watch it anyway, right? See how Teofimo looks at 140 against Pedro Campa. T.O. was talking a lot of shit. He said he don't care if people think he's delusional. So here we go see. You said they robbed Eva Guzman? I don't know. I don't think they. I don't know, man. Based off what I see, it looked like old girl was Esperanza was piecing her up. You said Loma in October. Against who? Another tune-up? Yeah, boxing is still. I don't know, man. I guess everybody just waiting on the big fight, really, man. Oh, you said she outlanded and thrown more. See, I was halfway watching it, but when I was kind of watching it because I was doing something else, they was scrapping. And I was kind of upset that was the co-main until I seen them fighting. I'm like, oh shit, man, these chicks can fight. Shit, they look better than the dudes. The dudes looked like sloppy as fuck. These girls was boxing. But yeah, you guys, it's getting late. I don't want to hold you guys too long. Just a regular fight night. Vergil Ortiz, as expected, like the WWF back in the day, won the fight. Yeah, I remember those old wrestling matches where you knew that the superstar was gonna win. It was some random. I forget what they used to call those wrestlers. They used to just come in there and just get beat up on, and that's what we be getting in boxing. You know what I'm saying? This was somewhat like that. I guess you could say McKinson was somewhat somebody because he did something, but I mean, we knew Vergil was gonna win this fight. There was no way he was gonna lose this fight unless he slipped on the fucking banana peel. You know what I'm saying? And even still, he still would have won the fight. So that referee was pretty annoying tonight too. That Lawrence Coles guy, I'm gonna keep an eye out for him because he be fucking stalling action and shit and all that, and let these motherfuckers fight, dude. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Tevin Farmer versus Mickey Bay is on the 12th. Damn, that fight. Who's promoting that fight? That fight has no buzz. I mean, shit, bro. What boxing really do got buzz? What fights really do got buzz out here? Charlo, he ain't fighting nobody, so ain't no fights got no buzz. AB fighting too. Shit, I'm naming all kinds of people now. Adrian Broner fighting too. He's fighting Figueroa. That should be an okay fight, man. Both guys at the same point in their careers. Both guys falling down the hill, so that should be a pretty. We'll see who's gonna fall to the bottom first. You know, Joyce and Parker should be good. I like Joe Joyce. I think Joe Joyce gonna win that fight. Nah, I don't know. I think Joe Joyce gonna win, but Joseph Parker gonna be doing a lot of running. Yeah, Joseph Parker be doing a lot of fucking running. And I don't even like to use that term in boxing, but he be doing a lot of that shit. And he be getting favorable decisions and shit sometimes. But I don't think he gonna get it against Slow Joe. But other than that, man, Adrian Broner came out the other day. I don't think I talked about it. Everybody started arguing on the fucking live stream, but Adrian Broner came out and said that if it was him in Floyd's position, he would have been gave Floyd the payday. And AB needs to look at it like this, man. Not everybody's like that, bro. Not everybody's gonna have that same heart that you got. You know what I'm saying? And you really can't look at Floyd at this point. You gotta do it your fucking self, bro. You know what I'm saying? All those nights you was out partying and doing all that bullshit. Floyd Mayweather wasn't doing any of that shit, bro. Yeah, he was out partying, but he wasn't fucking doing ain't no fucking alcohol and doing all that shit that slowed him down either. And then he'll go up and he'll start training at night too. He'll start running and shit. So yeah, he'll mix his party and pleasure. He'll party and still work at the same time and shit. But I see where AB's coming from. You know what I'm saying? If I'm supposed to be the homie, your boy, whatever. But Floyd was never your boy like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That chapter been closed. You said Joyce is overrated? I like Slow Joe. Joe Joyce. That motherfucker be putting shit together. What's going on, Break B House? I see you in the building. Oh yeah. Um, Regis Prograde, Jose Zepeda should be a good fight. Joe Joyce, he's slow, man, but that motherfucker still be getting stoppages and his punches be landing. Don't ask me how. It just happens. And then he got an iron chin too. And then he could do a fucking no-handed cartwheel. So yeah, that motherfucker, yeah, he's a problem. He's slow as hell, but he's so slow his punches still land. Yeah, Regis, that dude, man. Regis, they be hating on Regis. They be hating on Regis. All he needs is a belt. And I bet you everybody skip 140, bro. I'm telling you, they go skip 140. If Regis gets a belt, a lot of them dudes go try to skip 140 or pull up some small dudes from 135 to fight them at 140. I'm telling you, watch. They hoping Regis don't get a belt. I mean, Zepeda's dangerous enough too, but they really hope he don't get a belt. Jose Ramirez is praying that guy don't get that belt. Jose Ramirez is praying that Jose Zepeda get the belt so he can fight him. He'll rather fight him than Regis Pro. Jose Ramirez, for whatever reason, do not want to fight Regis Prograis. You said Joe Joyce equals Hurd. Hell yeah, Joyce is that guy. You said he's going to be the next Burchell. I heard Burchell is huge in person, bro. I think he was probably cutting a lot of weight to make 130. One of my boys said that motherfucker was massive. You know what I'm saying? Looked like he was damn near 170, 160 something. You know what I'm saying? Big as fuck. But he might be done, man. He took some fucking bad damage and shit. You said Regis called Bud to come to 140 when Bud was only 3 fights at 140. Bud wasn't going back down. Why would he come back down? Ruru, you gotta come up. You gotta come up to see Bud. We don't move down. We move up. Who moves down? Yep, he's slow but effective and durable. Yep. Yeah, man, that was like 10 years ago, man. That was 10 years ago. Before fatherhood really kicked in. But yeah, man. I don't want to hold you guys too long. It's already fucking past midnight. Vergil Ortiz got the job done tonight against Mike McKinson. We all expected it, you know. What would you rate his performance? Considering his layoff, I think it was like 300 some days. You said Regis avoiding moving up. To be fair, bro, Regis look like a small. He'll be real small at welterweight, bro. I seen pictures of him with Shakur. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button for your boy. I seen pictures of him and Shakur next to each other sparring, man. Shakur looks way bigger than him. Now, he could have been low on weight, and Shakur could have been high on weight, but he looks like a naturally smaller man. You know what I'm saying? Then Shakur, big ass. But yeah, Regis would be real small at 147, bro. But yeah, man, I don't want to hold you guys too long. Smash that like button for your boy. Salute to my boy P House Promotions in the building. Orlando Finney, GK Black. I see you. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. We gonna probably do a live stream tomorrow. I don't know, man. Maybe do another debate or something, and see if we can get some guys come in and a little bit more regulated this time. And yeah, man, just be looking out for the live. Peace out.